longer. This team was just lacking some intangible mojo or whatever. Well, we're about to find out. Good morning to you. Good Thursday morning. I'm Dejan Kovacevic of DK Pittsburgh Sports. This is Daily Shot of Pirates. It comes your way bright and early every weekday. If you're into football and or hockey, I also offer daily shots of Steelers and Penguins in the same place that you found this. Pirates 6, Nationals 1 last night at an almost completely empty PNC Park. Couldn't have been 4,000 people in there. But they played well, at least in a couple of facets. Bailey Falter pitched extraordinarily well. Put up 7 zeros, really mowed the Nationals down. By down, I mean down, because that's where he stayed in the zone all night. Really, really efficient. 82 pitches to get to those 7 innings. Henry Davis homered in the 5th. That after throwing a runner out really impressively. Always good to see your 1-1 do something. Then came the 7th inning. Now, I'm not going to get into all the details of it, or it would take up this episode and probably the next 3 as well. But let's just leave it at the Nationals having a complete idiot in Jorge Lopez come out of the pen and decide that with men on base in a 2-run game, that'd be an awesome time for him to start exacting revenge for home runs that were hit against him last year. Back-to-back home runs at Wrigley Field by Brian Reynolds and Andrew McCutchen, at which point idiot lefty throws into Reynolds' ribs to put him on, throws not over Kutch's head, right at Kutch's head. Kutch did an excellent job of bailing out. The umpires conferred, and interestingly, even though they had not warned the idiot lefty after he hit Reynolds, they determined that there was just way too much smoke there after he hit Kutch, and they didn't bother with the warning. They threw him out as soon as they broke up. And there wasn't even, Davey Martinez was going to say something, which of course he had to, but there wasn't going to be much of an argument there. Beautiful thing follows. O'Neal Cruz comes up, bases loaded, first pitch, pow, grand slam over the Clemente wall. That's baseball. That's good baseball. It's all the stuff they haven't been doing to this point in the season. And if you know Cruz's personality at all, I know there's times that he looks like he's a little bit flighty out there or whatever, but he is so emotionally invested in living up to what the clubhouse expects of him. He knows his teammates expect him to be a star. That's how they treat him. That's how they respect him. And for him to be going around those base paths in that situation, that's a kid that was walking on air. Loved it. Loved all of it. Maybe with one small exception. And far be it from me to advocate violence in sports, much less baseball. But I gotta listen, don't hold this one against me, all right? But when I see the resident living legend get mowed down right after I see my best everyday player get hit in the ribs, I don't need a tutorial on what happened at Wrigley Field last year. I'm over the railing and I am flying at that mound. And I don't care what happens to me. I don't care if I'm a star player. I don't care if I'm a bench player. I don't care if I'm a coach, since they come out there too. I don't care if Josh Bell is on the other side waiting to pick me up with one hand and fling me all the way into the river. I'm going to do something about it. So I'm not going to take this we stood up, we got our vengeance with the Cruz slam or whatever. Some situations are bigger than others. This one to me was flagrant. This one was so obvious that even the dispassionate umpires, who no way could have known what happened at Wrigley Field last year, still got together and said, wow, no, that is not okay. We are throwing him out now without a warning. But somehow that wasn't enough for the Pirates to, go get a little nasty. And don't give me Tommy Pham had to be held back by Cruz. If Pham wants to go after the guy, Pham's going to go after the guy. Dennis Santana went to the guy and looked like he was giving him like fatherly advice or something. I don't know. This segment's not going to end well for me if I keep going up this route. And because I get it. This is not the way a lot of people think about baseball today. And for that matter, it's not even where the conversation in the clubhouse went after the game. This was Kutch on the subject of whether or not Lopez meant to throw at him.
I don't think it matters if it was or if it wasn't. It's just the fact and the nature of the situation. I never try to say I can't speak for the other person, but so just the nature of the situation. Take it as is, even if it wasn't on purpose, which I don't really think it was. I think it was just the height of the moment. Got to him maybe, and one got away from him, similar to Mitch. But praise God for quick reflexes.
And you know what? Reynolds said much the same. They chose to invest their words on this subject on praising Cruz, who, again, they need and they know they need. They could actually get something constructive out of that instead of barking about some 32-year-old idiot lefty on the other side. But I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't share that I have covered Pittsburgh teams. And yeah, I'm talking about the Pirates just in recent years, not that long ago, that would have just made that dude run for his life, which is what should have happened. What an absolutely trash thing to do. The suspension that he gets won't be long enough. He needed to feel something last night. It's not just that you go at Reynolds in the ribs for no reason. He did nothing to you other than a baseball play a year ago. But then that's not good enough, and you're a little concerned that maybe the message wasn't resonating. So you throw at Andrew McCutchen's head, not over his head, not behind him, at his head. And don't even get me started on Derek Shelton's predictably muted reaction to all of this afterward. When we come back, J1Q.
It's Gun Storage Check Week. Help prevent unwanted access to your firearms. No one wants their unsecured gun to be used in an accident, a suicide, or a crime. Use lockboxes, safes, and locks to secure your firearms. Learn more at gunstoragecheck.org. That's gunstoragecheck.org. Brought to you by NSSF, the Firearm Industry Trade Association.
Before I get to today's J1Q, I think it's fair to at least share the viewpoint of he who I refer to as the idiot lefty, that being Jorge Lopez. This was what he had to say to reporters down the hall at PNC Park about throwing at both Brian Reynolds and Andrew McCutchen. I quote directly, "I apologize for everything. I didn't make any pitch," meaning on purpose, right there. "I tried to do my adjustment. I've been trying to find my way with my delivery. I tried to find my way through the whole season. It's really miserable that happened. I regret what just happened." When he was asked if what he did had anything to do with Reynolds and Kutch homering off of him at Wrigley Field last year, I'm just going to read you the quote. You can do what you want with it. Quote, "I was trying to resolve the problem. He knows," meaning Kutch, "I always pitch in. It just went in up. I told him I tried to resolve you. I know what you're talking about. I'm just here to tell you I got no problem with you. It's just part of the game where we don't want to be, but just another lesson to learn," end quote. Okay, I gave his side. He's guilty as hell. I don't know how much more obvious anybody can make that. To an actual question now. We go to Bob in North Carolina, who responds to yesterday's J1Q that brought up the potential merits of trading Paul Skeens, meaning trading him right now. And My principal response to that was, sure as heck wouldn't be with this general manager. So what Bob says here is the thought of trading Skeens makes me want to vomit. But if I were to trade him, I would be looking at the Red Sox, starting with Roman Anthony and Marcelo Meyer and other prospects like Wilver Abreu. Would they part with Christian Campbell? Also, still, Skeens is so good, this makes me ill. Bob, I have no idea who those guys are, and I honestly don't care about the Boston system or anybody's system or any potential offer involving Skeens or Skeens pitching for another team. I didn't take my reply too far yesterday because I didn't take the concept seriously. I received enough responses, most of which were like yours, not all of them, that did express their own feelings on this. I didn't. So let me correct that right now with Thor's hammer, okay? Not like a regular hammer that you're nailing to the wall. I'm talking about Mjolnir here. I don't even know if that's how it's pronounced, but that's how it's spelled. Mjolnir is the name of his hammer. Huge thing, right? Nothing of the kind should be even contemplated in the corner of anyone's minds remotely associated with the Pittsburgh Baseball Club until Ben Cherington is no longer the GM. And there's a GM who has taken his place who can, say it with me, evaluate talent. Not hire an army of analytics people, not hire an army of scouts, old school scouts, because you don't know what it is that you're watching. The new GM should first and foremost be someone who could walk onto a sandlot anywhere from suburban Santo Domingo to Seoul, South Korea, and be able to say, that kid can play, that kid can't play. This GM can't do that. As a result, I wouldn't want him within an ocean of partaking in a transaction like this. Now, after there's a GM, and after that GM shows that they can tell Mickey Mantle from Mickey Mouse, well, honestly, I still don't want to have that conversation. You know why? Because you've got not just Skeens, you've got Mitch Keller, you've got Jared Jones, you've got Bubba Chandler on the way. And as long as we're talking about the present, Andrew Heaney's pitched really well. Bailey Falter balled out last night. You give that rotation, and Reynolds and Kutch and Cruz and Brian Hayes' glove, and if he stays healthy, maybe something will come out of the bat. You give that, just that, to a competent, it doesn't have to be a great one, a competent GM. You're not moving Skeens. You're just finding a way to win, and you're finding a way to do it right now. These guys aren't capable of that. There, maybe that makes it a little bit clearer. I appreciate the question, Bob. I appreciate everybody listening to Daily Shot of Pirates. We're going to do one more of these this week, tomorrow.